Hello people, welcome to the first Carcassonne video of this channel. Now there has been a lack of Carcassonne content on YouTube, in my opinion. And I want to do something about it, especially for the English speakers. Now, how the old saying goes, if you want to do something properly, you gotta do it yourself. I am known as Nallerheim. Some of you might already know me, some of you haven't seen my face ever, but now you do. This channel will mostly be focusing on around analyzing games and also to feature some quality gameplay on the high level. Now today we are going to have a look at a ladder game which I recently played against Ka, aka Melvin Quaresma. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but unfortunately I do not have the Spanish accent to pronounce this. But Melvin is very known in the Brazilian community. He is the runner-up of World Championship of Carcassonne from 2021 and also on BGA, as you can see from his ELO of 779, you can already know that he is a beast at the game. He's also one of the few people who have broken the 800 ELO threshold in BGA. I believe there are maybe a few dozen players who have done that, and yeah, he is one of them. I wanted to feature this game because not only is it played between two very high-level Carcassonne masters, but also because it is a very unique game on its own. So let's dive into this. We start by, of course, taking 4 points, as you do. Melvin goes to start another castle, and the fact that I have a starting tile in hand now shows already why this game is very specific, because this is the satisfactory level that gets me every time meaning 2 times that this has happened. All starting tiles out the game in the first 3 moves. Now of course we are going to start our own castle just on the opposite side, because that is the optimal move. Melvin is going to continue, and now we are left with a really unfortunate decision here, because we have the quad crossguard. Now there are 4 roads in 5 tiles which I could use to start a road with, but all of them has major downsides. If I take any of the roads that are on the middle here and I meeple the road, since all the starting tiles are out, it can very easily be trapped almost immediately. Now if I take the road that's next to my city, I'm making my city vulnerable. And again, since all the starting tiles are out, it's not really something I would like to do, because this city might be a 1-point ruin, if you can even call that a ruin at 1 point. It can become trapped at 1 point very easily. And also, I don't really want to continue the road on the other side, because it only further risks my city being blocked. So we are going to start up here, because we need to start a road somewhere. Now the reason why I started here is because it is just slightly less likely to become blocked, as Melvin would need to use something over here to block the road, and of course also over here. But when something comes on top of here, then that also means that there is a potential attacking platform to Melvin's city. Now Melvin starts not only blocking me, but also takes a rather easily completable 4-point road. And fortunately, we do get a fantastic tile, and we get rid of our road immediately after. Now we did not meeple the castle because it is in all likelihood going to be a ruin which can be taken later. Now Melvin completes each road, starts another city. Very important to have multiple cities open to use extenders and even triangle shaped tiles efficiently. We do take a road. We do not want to leave this road unmeepled, as even though our main goal here is to block it eventually and be up 1 point on the mini battle, it also is at least a slight annoyance to Melvin, and we cannot leave this unmeepled, because if he gets like a city cap with a crossroad, then we just gave him a free 3-point road, which is not anything we want to do. Now, they maybe rather interestingly decide to dump their triple city on my castle. I mean, it's a legit move, because all starting tiles are out, though, so there is chances to block the castle at least on one side. But I would prefer just maybe taking the ruin here, like already, just start building it up with triangles, other large city tiles, just dump them, or maybe just even complete the castle if I don't block it immediately. Now we are going to make an attacking platform to Melvin's castle. We do not meeple this road because, again, all starting tiles are out, and I don't feel that it's going to be very safe, because if anything, I want to be the one who wants to put any tile here to either harass or attack this castle here, and then it would leave this road easily blockable. Now Melvin takes a monastery here. We complete our plan of attacking this castle. They do come sort of kind of harassing our connection, and even have plans of just completely taking over this castle for about 12 points. We don't really have anything to do with the road, so we just take off a regular monastery spot. They complete the small castle and are just one triple city tile away from taking easy 10 or 12 points. Now, as we cannot let that really happen, because 10 points is a lot, we are going to start harassing this castle. There is only one triple city with a road remaining, and ideally we want to restrict this to a quad city, and we want to also meeple this side of the castle, so that if we are the one who get the quad city, then we can just add it into here and be in a winning mini battle. We did not meeple this because I don't like meepling triple cities on their own, and also I'm not really afraid that Melvin is going to take this castle to themselves, because I can easily turn it towards here and they would have 3 meeples stuck waiting for the quad city, which is not good. So instead they attack our 2-point castle here. We complete the plan of limiting this to a quad city, and we of course meeple this. Let's start a new castle. And now, since we can't take any quick points, and there are still plenty of tiles that go over here, we do start the road. And also, we do not like to leave an empty city end facing to the right, because we don't want to get blocked with tempo, or we don't even want to allow a tempo. And also because we want to be blocking this city to a starting tile, and also if we are successful at that, then we can direct Melvin's second meeple to this city. Now they just restrict our ruin just a little bit. We take the 2 points and pre-complete our road. They do prepare a city crossroad, so essentially this, if they do manage to get one, it would be 6 points for them and +1 for me. We do manage to get the quad city early on, which is great for us, because now we do not have to worry about not growing this ruin and be afraid that it was all in vain when Melvin gets the quad city. They are quite. Now, since the quad city is gone, we do want to be blocking these guys as well. So ideally, after this move, we would be getting either a triple city or a triangle and block this castle. Now here I was a short moment debating on whether I should actually direct Melvin's second meeple to the castle, since there's only so many big city tiles and triangles with road remaining, but it's too risky. We don't need to do that, at least just yet. So instead we just complete our road. We didn't need to still worry about taking this ruin, although it's rather juicy 5 points, but we are at a 2 meeple advantage, and there is therefore no rush in taking this ruin. Melvin gets the curve. We continue our ruin, and now we start attacking this castle, because we don't want to give an easy 8 points. Unfortunately, we are unsuccessful. They get their meeple back. Now, yet again, we do not have anywhere to take quick points from, so we start a road. Since there are still 4 crossroads and 1 triple city with a road end, and also a road monastery in the worst case scenario that we can use to complete the road. Now, I was actually very surprised that Melvin decides to take this ruin here. I think it was a bit better to start an 8-point city with 2 city caps, because this ruin is very hard to actually finish. Although there are still 2 daggers that go here, there's only so many triangles. Exactly 1 road triangle that ideally goes over here, and then another field triangle that then goes over here, and so on. So it does require a lot of stuff to happen that they get it completed. Now we'll just continue our road. They do get the dagger, which, all of a sudden this does raise some alarms in my head, but we do not need to worry about it just yet. Now we start a monastery on the almost the only possible spot and the most juiciest one. Even though all starting tiles are out, there is still plenty of road tiles that I can use productively to both continue my road and to surround my monastery with. Melvin decides to start blocking both of my meeples, which is what they should do. We do get a saving tile, and rather reluctantly I do meeple the city cap, because even though I might spend some time without meeples at all, I do not want to leave 3 city caps for my opponent when they have only 1 meeple left themselves. Now what they do is they are preparing point scoring opportunities. We try to block their monastery. They get a rather nice tile, add 2 points to their castle, and are yet one step closer to completing this castle. We gotta start blocking some of the castles here, and to make sure that he needs the same type of tiles to multiple places. So now he needs a city cap with a road over here, a city cap with a road over here, and a city cap with a road over here. They semi-save their monastery, which there are plenty of straight roads remaining, 4 to be exact. We do get the last remaining curve. No, there is still 1 curve left, but still there weren't too many tiles that fit there. Now they free up their meeple, as do we. And rather interestingly, they already take a 6-point field, which doesn't really have that much potential to grow, because ideally they would like to get their meeple back from here, but then because only city crossroads fits here, then it only further restricts the field. We prepare a possibility of getting our monastery meeple back, and also to, in an ideal case, get the last remaining field crossroad, or a last remaining straight line, and add it here, and also indirectly complete our road. Melvin takes 4 points. We don't really have anything else to do with the triple city, so we just add it to our own castle, and also create a blocking platform to prevent castle completion, because say we get the last remaining triangle with the field, we can add it to our castle here, and thus prevent the completion of Melvin's city. I'm not exactly sure what this move achieves. Maybe they are just trying to protect their city a little bit, so that they can have a meeple back if they need. But also, since I do not need a city crossroad here, I can just take the 6-point castle here. And also, now that the field triangle is placed here, there is no way that this field is getting expanded to the south to be a 12-point field. So I am very happy to see that there is no risk that the field gets expanded. Now Melvin tries to not only start 2 castles, which he is likely to get at least 1 from, but also if he gets a triple city or the last remaining road triangle, they can also block my monastery meeple, and with a curve then block also my road meeple. We can still have the possibility to get the last remaining field crossroad, so we can take this castle and take 2 points. And fortunately we do manage to get the second city cap as well. Now there is a 9-point field growing here. Well, technically it can still become a part of this of Melvin's field, but it requires basically my cooperation, which is never going to happen, that I would be placing a curve here and then a straight line over here. We just take 2 points and make sure that Melvin's castle cannot be completed anymore, because all the daggers with the left curve are out. They get their city meeple back, take 5 points, 3 for the castle, 3 for the road, and give 1 point to me. We do manage to snatch the last remaining field crossroad. And since we are now at 2 meeples, we do not want to be left with a meeple surplus. So instead of just taking 3 points and using a meeple on every single one of my moves later on, we already take this 6-point field. Also because there is a few tiles that which Melvin could use to take this whole 9-point field to themselves, and we do not want that to happen. And as you can see, we were able to prevent exactly that. So now they of course do not want us to enlarge the field, so they take a 6-point field themselves. Now we now have a couple of options. We can either take the 6-point field over here, we can take 6-point road over here, but we will take the field because this is the only curve left in the game. There is 20 curves and all of them are now gone. So in order to prevent our opponent from taking the 6-point field, because this is the feature that yields the most points at this point, we do take this. They managed to get 3 more points on their penultimate move. And we do take a juicy 6-point monastery on our final move here. At the time when I placed the curve to take the 6-point monastery, not the 6-point monastery, but the 6-point field, I was aware of the fact that they could try overrunning this field if they get the final vanilla, the tile that they now have in hand, and place it over here and then get the monastery. So instead of being 6 and 6 points for the field, it would be 9 and 0 for them. So potential 9-point move for them in the course of 2 turns. They take a 5-point move, and we cannot do anything else but just add 1 point to ourselves. We do win by 6 points in the end. It was a somewhat volatile of a game, as there was the last ruin that they could have finished at the time. They could have gotten the Quad City, where it would have been totally different game, and so on and so on. So there was definitely some amount of luck involved that we were able to pull off our plan basically by the book, and also to prevent our meeples getting trapped over here. It was a slight risk of taking this monastery, but not big enough so that I would not do it. If you did enjoy this analysis, I will try to make more of them. I do have plenty of games in storage that I could cover, which are very interesting, not only because who I play against, but also because of the sheer intensity. That is going to be it for this video. Do let me know if you enjoyed. If you would like to see something done differently, I will be reading all the feedback, and I will see you guys in the next video.